How to draw convincing FlipaClip characters.
Hey everyone, welcome to cat number 4, and this is the final video in this series of drawing kind of more realistic and visually appealing characters in FlipaClip. So we're gonna go ahead and finish by putting shadows and highlights on this character to make him look even a little bit more visually interesting. So let me go ahead and bring my layers up, and now I'm gonna go on a layer above the middle layer that I'm going to name shades. Let me name it highlight. I'm gonna do highlights first. Highlights, update. So now the highlight layer, I'm gonna go ahead and bring a brush. I'll use this brush and I'll choose its color. For the highlights, you want to go exactly to the same color that you have on that very layer. So I'm going to go ahead, on that very part you want to put the highlight. So I'm going to start with the guitar. I'm going to bring the paint dropper tool, choose the color for the guitar, go in it and make it a little bit brighter. So I'm going to go for the brighter version of that same color, and I'm going to start putting in highlights. That's too thick, so you want to put your brush around about 5. Yeah, 5 is good. And these are all going to be hand drawn in. Just a little bit of highlight to make it look 3D-ish or more visually appealing. You can see that just one highlight has made a huge difference in this piece already. I'm going to add another one around the bottom here, but let me wait. I'll choose another color for that. A little bit there, not overdoing it. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm going to go up top here, and I'm going to add one going across here, and on the top. You also have to pay attention to where the light is and where the dark is supposed to be, because you're going to be putting them in kind of in an opposite direction. So now that is done on the guitar, I'm not going to give it much. I'm going to go in the dark section of the guitar, and I'm going to pick the color out. So I'm going to pick the color of the dark section, and as I did before, I'm just going to make it a little bit brighter to do the highlights for that section. So I'm still going to put it around here. Pay attention to the direction of where the light is coming from and where the shadows are going to be. I'm going to add one little one here to show this bulgy part over here. Make it a little bit shiny. Now to do the shine, I can go ahead and make it even lighter and add a little bit more in there. That will give it a little bit of a shine. Like that. But a highlight in a highlight, it will give it a little bit of more shine. Actually, I think I should do that for this highlight here as well. Just make it a little bit more bright. Add another little bit of a dimension to it, so even the highlight itself has a little bit of a highlight touch to it, like so. And that looks pretty good. Even right here in the upper one. Now we're gonna go ahead and do it on the board that is seated on. We're gonna go ahead and add highlights to it too. Color dropper tool, pick up that color, make it a little bit brighter, and add your highlight. As simple as that. As simple as that. And before you know it, you're gonna have a character that looks like it was totally not drawn in FlipaClip. This happens to me most of the times in my bits of animations. People ask me if I draw them in different programs and import them in FlipaClip, which I really don't do. I have other programs that I use to draw. I use Procreate, and I also use Sketchbook Pro, which is my favorite. I actually love Sketchbook Pro more than even Procreate, and that's a debate that people keep putting up. people think Procreate is the best. I think Sketchbook Pro is the best in my opinion. We don't have to fight over that. Everybody has their own preference. Your preference is not my preference. There we go. So that is done for the board too. I'm not overdoing it. I'm just adding a little bit in there, and that's enough. Now I'm gonna go to the head of this kitty cat. Still the same way. Pick a color lighter than what you had in there, than what you have for the best color. Actually, that highlight is on the wrong side of the character. You want to be consistent with where the light is coming from and where we will put our shadows to counteract where the light is coming from. I'm gonna put a little bit in his ears as well. A little bit here, a little bit here in the nose area, a little bit there, a little bit on his eyebrows, a little bit on the upper section of his eyebrows. Oops, I got a line in there that I don't know how I did get that. Oops, that's really bad. I'm just gonna try to delete it. So bring my eraser and just get rid of this line right here. That's a good thing about drawing on different layers, that I can try to get rid of these without getting rid of all my artwork if a thing like that ever happens. Brush, more highlights, more highlights. Looks like my pencil's acting up somehow. I don't know what's happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually now add a little bit of this pink color, red color that I have on his cheeks, in the ears here, just to make it a little bit more visually interesting. Right there. And I'll give it a highlight as well. That's too much. Yeah. That should be good. And there you go, our character is coming out pretty good. So what's gonna happen, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the shadows now, a little bit of the shadows. So I'm gonna go over and add another layer after the colors layer. I'm gonna call that shadows. Update. Now for the shadows part, what I usually do, I use total black. But what I usually do is I drop down the opacity here or here in the layers. Here, you could drop down the opacity here as well. So an opacity of about 45. 45 is good. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw in the shadows for this. I'm going to go ahead and draw a shadow here around his neck. I think 45 is too dark, but no worries. I can adjust that at any time. I'm just going to start it dark so I can know exactly where it is and where I want it to end. With an eraser there, you could do a little bit of more magic. You can adjust your brush anytime you feel you want to fill bigger shapes. And now the shadows are counteracting where the highlights went. So that way just add a little bit of dimension to your character and make him look even better. So this side of the hand is almost all gonna be covered in shadows because the guitar, the light direction, all that good stuff. So almost all this area is gonna be covered dark here, and the light is gonna start like where the foot is or the leg or whatever the hell I gave him over here. Doesn't look like a kitty cat to me, but I'll cover this entire area here and cover this entire area here as well. And it's the same thing with the dark. You can have a little bit of light or a little bit more dark in the darkness itself. For example, look at this. You can add a little bit of a highlight in the shadow itself. Reflective shadows there. A little bit of reflective shadows over there as well. And now this is gonna look actually a lot better when we start to knock down this opacity a little bit. Just watch out for it. So now that looks good, but I just want to add shadows to a little bit here on the guitar as well. Add shadows in here where the strings are. Make them look even more visually interesting. Actually, let me put this line. Yeah, that looks good. These metallic parts I'm gonna have. Actually, that is supposed to be going the opposite direction at that side. It looked good. The ones down are supposed to be, that's the right direction. The ones up top have to be this way in order for it to make sense. Sometimes some people don't pay attention to that, but I actually do. So I'm gonna add a shadow in the tail as well. Looking good over there. Actually, let me make that one the dark one. I'll make it a darker. Oops. I want to pick up that color over there. That looks good. Now, let me see. Add shadow in the shadow area here as well. That looks good. What else? What else do I need to do? A little bit more on the fingers. Oh, his paws. A little bit in the eyes to give them a little bit more dimension as well. That looks pretty good. And that we're starting to draw characters with a little bit of dimension in them that almost look like the one I made in FlipaClip. I get that all the time. So now what's gonna happen, we're gonna go ahead and actually knock that layer's opacity down a lot more from 45 to about 17 is good actually. And not overdoing it is also important. Just don't overdo it. So that looks good. It looks good. It looks really good, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you can get all the animations when we put them out. and tutorials like this as well. We put out a video, almost a video a day, so you won't be able to miss a lot. We're gonna be there with you at all times because these are gonna be showing up in your feeds a lot, and I think it's important. So please go ahead and subscribe, share, like, share with another person you know who likes drawing, who likes animating, and who likes creating. At Simio Art, it's all about creating work and drawing and animating. Actually, for that one, on the top of the head, I'm gonna use a different color. I'm gonna use this color here. And that should do it. That's the final video in this entire series that we did of how to draw visually appealing characters in the program FlipaClip on your phone, iPad, and that's it.
When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all.